I'm dead. Oh, right when you thought, God, I don't know how to avoid that. I couldn't move. Oh my God.
This was me in 2018 after a run-in with the Orphan of Kos. We all know this feeling. If we fought a FromSoftware boss, you're one hit away from the kill, you have everything working for you. Then, all of a sudden, an infant with a placenta blade beats the crap out of you.
Oh my God.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Ow, that hurt me slightly. Completely.
It's unforgettable. And that's really the basis of this video. A full run of the story of Bloodborne's most unforgettable boss. The story of the Orphan of Kos and the atrocity of the Fishing Hamlet. The Shadow over Innsmouth is a story by H.P. Lovecraft about a village of fish-like people who worship a fish god. In this story, a traveler discovers this cult and is eventually faced with the horrors he must bear witness to. This was the foundation of Bloodborne's Old Hunters DLC for FromSoftware. The most unforgettable boss in Bloodborne lies within this fishing hamlet. To uncover what FromSoftware fans had experienced back in 2015, you need to understand the story of the Old Hunters. In the main game, you don't fight a lot of legendary Old Hunters you hear so much about, but in this DLC, you get to see them for what they were. The story goes that as Yharnam was experiencing its golden age, the founders of the Healing Church and the hunters of the beastly scourge sought out another Great One to harvest and study. This Great One was known as Kos or Kosm. When they went to this hamlet, the village worshipped Kos as she provided them with food in the form of parasites. Gross. Everything was going well until the Byrgenworth scholars came in. Lady Maria, Micolash, Gherman, Ludwig, Laurence, all a part of the hunt in some way. The scholars discovered the presence of the Great One, as well as the connection to the residents of the hamlet. According to the Accursed Brew's description, the scholars ravaged the village. Eldritch knowledge is known for granting eyes on the inside of the head, so the scholars wanted to find them. The scholars scraped the eyes and skulls out of the living residents of the hamlet, as well as performing horrific experiments on both them and Kos. Eventually, Kos was killed by these actions. As a result, they were cursed to forever remain in this world by the remaining villagers under their will and the power of Kos, this nightmare state of the Old Hunters. We just talked about Bloodborne's most iconic boss, Ludwig the Accursed, and as the strongest cleric, Ludwig suffered from the consequences of beasthood more than any other. His boss fight was amazing too, so thanks for your sacrifice, Ludwig.
Yes!
The community dug deeper though, and while Micolash was cursed to his nightmare realm, Gherman binded by his own Great One, Lady Maria had another tragic story. Can you guys believe that Mr. Foot Fetish himself would make a tragic story? Gherman's doll in the Hunter's Dream is his first love, Lady Maria. And in the Nightmare Realm, the Winter Lantern enemies are also designed to look like Lady Maria. So what happened to Maria and Laurence? What about the Hamlet? Anyone who has played the DLC will tell you not a lot makes sense, and that's intentional. I don't mean in the story, I mean in the location. If you move past the fight against Ludwig, you see a small jail where you can actually meet someone named Yamamura, who is both a reference to Sekiro as he is from an eastern land and is wearing similar clothes to Wolf, but he's also a nod to one of the developers and directors of FromSoftware. What's very interesting is that before you head to the clock tower, there's this woman in similar clothing to a boss in the main game. Have a listen.
The frailty of men, their wills are weak, minds young, the foul beasts will tangle nectar and lure the meek into the depths.
This is the Vicar Amelia, maybe in a different state of time, maybe a nightmare version of her since blood-crazy hunters ended up in this nightmare. And you do have to defeat her before you can access the Old Hunters DLC in the main game, so maybe that's the reason. After defeating her, you use this eye pendant from the fiery cleric beast where Laurence's skull once was, and you ascend the elevator to the Astral Clock Tower. The research hall is incredibly horrifying, but it will always be my personal favorite area in all of Bloodborne. There is a reason I even bring all of this up, as this area has everything to do with Maria just as much as it does the Orphan of Kos. Most importantly, it's why these bosses are so unforgettable. Have a listen.
Has someone, anyone, seen my eyes? I am afraid I've dropped them in a puddle. Everything is pale now.
Is that you, Lady Maria? No, you're someone else.
Lady Maria, please take my hand. Please help me.
This is another taste of the Healing Church's atrocities, experimenting on patients with the eyes of Kos or something else to try and ascend them to Great One status. Somehow or some way, Maria looked over these patients as their caretaker. Clearly not a very good one, but she looked over them. This level was amazing for players, since it's obviously so creepy, but it's also filled with the only use of stealth I can remember in a FromSoftware game. You journey through this place full of enemies that go off of sound rather than sight, so even hitting a bottle or breaking glass sets them off. And it makes sense, since they're covered in these water bags and have no sight, so sound is everything. This is a twisting labyrinth with motifs of green. And this is an unforgettable area. After you raise the stairs one last time, open the giant doors, this is where you fight the DLC's admittedly forgettable boss, the Living Failures.
I will talk to Lady Maria personally. Oh God. Oh shit. This is not Lady Maria.
Oh no. A boss, really? Not now.
What in the hell? Is this just a bunch of giants in the sunflower patch?
No, this is freaky. No, Arcane.
These goofballs are what happens when the Healing Church makes the closest thing to Great Ones they can, but they are still not able to reach the status of one, no matter how harsh the experiments were. These were once people, and now they're big blue aliens in a garden of sunflowers. I always loved how loud the grass crunched moving through here. By the end of this section, you are finally met with the caretaker, Lady Maria, and her cutscene, much like her fight, is legendary.
A corpse should be left well alone. Oh, I know very well how the secrets beckon so sweetly. Only an honest death will kill you now. Prevent you from your wild curiosity.
Maria grabs you and says the corpse line, not because of her being a corpse, but because of what her and the other old hunters did to Kos. And she fights the player to protect them from the hamlet and its curse. Her guilt has always clouded her since the atrocities she was a part of. It's very fitting that a vile blood, who never wanted to use her power, was willing to use it against you for one final fight. Maria's fight without parrying is one of the most intense ones I have ever seen, and I think every fan gets excited for it equally, especially with the music.
Oh, okay. Did she just kill herself? She stabbed herself. That's good.
No. I don't like this at all. I really don't like that at all. I shouldn't have done that. Holy crap.
Oh, I cannot time that correctly. Oh, shit, man. Damn it, the damage.
Okay. Oh, whoa. See, that's a move I haven't seen her do before.
Oh my god. Got it! There it is! Yes! Prey fucking slaughtered! Woo! That was good.
Maria's kill shouldn't be looked at as sad. If anything, we freed her from the curse. When you kill Maria, the doll even says this.
This may sound strange, but have I somehow changed? Moments ago, from some place, perhaps deep within, I sensed a liberation from heavy shackles. Not that I would know. How passing strange.
Originally, Maria was going to be an NPC to talk with, as Lance McDonald dug through the files to find, and it was going to be very reminiscent of Sister Fried from Dark Souls 3. You talk with Maria, you go through an area, you come back for a fight. Now that Maria is out of the picture, you can finally enter the hamlet through this clock that has the Hunter's seal. And I gotta say, this is such a crazy transition. This secret is one that the old hunters would die to protect. They would rather go to their grave than have you see the true story of what happened in the Fishing Hamlet. Join me in opening the door to the atrocious acts the old hunters have committed.
Byrgenworth, blasphemous murders, blood-crazed fiends. Atonement for the wretches, by the wrath of Mother Kos. Mercy for the poor wizened child. Mercy. Oh, please. Atonement for the wretches. Lay the curse of blood upon them and their children, and their children's children forevermore. Each wretched birth will plunge each child into a lifetime of misery.
The villagers are not happy to see another hunter in their lands. As if to portray the hunter's curse in plain view, the sign of the hunter can be seen above the first lantern in the Fishing Hamlet, in the form of a hanging deceased body. Not only were the citizens of the Fishing Hamlet vengeful, but they were also very symbolic, it seems. This village is the healing church and Byrgenworth's biggest secret, and Maria's largest regret, as her Rikuyo was tossed down here after her part of the scourge of the hamlet. Every player's, including my regret too, as I jumped into this well and had to deal with these guys.
Alright, fish boy.
Yeah, he's stronger than any of the bosses in the game. Holy shit, they're fighting each other! Let's go! It's a Royal Rumble! I hit him with the Shaman Bone Blade.
You might have heard my voice sound a little too familiar, and that's because you are familiar with the final boss in the Fishing Hamlet. This area is so creepy, yet so beautiful, as it's foreign to the rest of the game's look. The scholars made one gigantic mistake. Or was this a part of the curse placed on them? Whatever it may be, little did the scholars know, Kos was pregnant. And little did every player know that the most unforgettable boss would be found in the womb of Kos.
definitely has problems. Oh no.
Orphan of Kos? Or some say Kosm?
I don't know what I expected, but I'm gonna say that's not it. Orphan of Kos. Oh. I don't claim to have super detailed lore knowledge of every single component of this game, but I know that Micolash kept saying Kos, or some would say Kosm. So it's definitely a really important figure that he's supposedly an orphan of.
It's gonna hit me with its placenta?
Oh, what? You just threw your prawn at me. I can't believe you just did that.
Oh shit!
The villagers pray to the Orphan of Kos, a human-like Great One infant. He wields his own placenta as a blade, with the umbilical cord still attached. The sounds, the fast motions, it's so freaking gross, but it's also magnificent at the same time. This fight is just intense the whole way, and funny enough, this was one of the first videos I put on my original channel fighting him.
I'm dead. You'll have to, I don't, dude, he just hunted me down. I'm dead.
Now, I'm not sure how true this is, but apparently Gherman's screams are the same as Orphan of Kos, but orphans are just turned up a lot. Orphan is weak to only one thing, backstabs, as these are the best to deal with him. I almost found it intentional that the best weapon to use for backstabbing him is the Rikuyo, as it's very fast to get the job done. Orphan doesn't just have one phase, however. This guy has wings and lightning in his phase 2.
He's not halfway point yet? Never mind, he's at his halfway point. He has wings.
What the? Oh no! Okay. What you got, Matt?
Oh, whoa! Oh, phase 2. There's a phase 2. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh.
The reason this boss is so unforgettable is not because he's just a difficult one. It's because he has everything working for him. The build-up, which we spent most of this video on, the design of the area with the moon hauntingly shadowed, the ships in the background with the water on full display. It's the design of the grotesque body of an infant god, who is still a baby, close enough to be human, that it makes you uncomfortable. And of course, those screams are hard to forget too.
Please stop saying dumbass things. You're not even making sense.
Of course, Miyazaki and FromSoftware at large are really great at making the biggest name bosses special, and Orphan hits that mark perfectly. If I haven't cemented why he's unforgettable yet, please realize how deep you are into the video without subscribing and liking it. That's crazy. All jokes aside, the end of the fight may be its most insane of all.
Yes! Yes! Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Little bit of that. Hunter dab. Yes.
Not that one.
Yes! Yes! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! That was beautiful!
Come on. Come on. Come on. Huh. Second try, motherfuckers. Holy shit.
Yeah! That's right! That's fucking right! I killed a great one! A full-on, full-fledged, childish, not actually full-on or full-fledged, a really dead one. Because it's dead fucking now and I got its fucking parasites. Get! Oh, it's like kind of a human face in it, man. It's kind of weird. Get fucked! Orphan of Kos!
The Orphan of Kos in the Japanese version is known as the child grown old. At least that's what the internet says. The orphan sat in his mother's decaying womb, developing in the dead husk of his mother. When he finally broke free, he found his mother dead, and nothing in front of him but an endless, lonely sea. Kos provided eyes for Rom, possibly during the experiments that Willem ordered his scholars to perform. Micolash wanted to follow in Rom's path and prayed to Kos, not realizing that she had been murdered a long time ago. And you put an end to the old hunters. Well, the only one we didn't talk about was Laurence, but he's basically just a fiery and annoying cleric beast, so yeah, he dies too. Overall, I hope you now understand what made the old hunters, especially the Orphan of Kos, unforgettable. Without further ado, that is the end of the old hunters. And I think that's the end of my time with Bloodborne for a little bit. Thank you guys so much. The end of the story. The end of the old hunters. What Laurence, Gherman, Maria, Ludwig, and many, many more did to this hamlet will never be forgotten. Just like Bloodborne's final, unforgettable challenge against the Orphan of Kos. I hope you now understand why we must forever remember the Old Hunters DLC, and I hope you consider coming back to open another door in the EvanExplains universe. Thank you for watching. This will be the end of Bloodborne for now, while we open up another chapter into Elden Ring and the legend of the Frenzied Flame. Join us on the next episode of EvanExplains Universe.